Welcome to Language Bloom, the podcast where we help you grow your English vocabulary, one topic at a time. I'm your host, Alice.
And I'm Bob, the resident plant enthusiast. I hear today we are digging into a very green topic, gardening.
Exactly, Bob. Gardening is such a popular hobby, but for English learners, talking about plants, tools, and techniques can feel like trying to untangle a vine. Today, we're going to simplify it all.
That's a wonderful goal, Alice. Gardening language doesn't have to be complicated. We'll cover basic greetings, asking for advice, and describing your garden.
Fantastic. Let's start at the very beginning. If I meet a neighbor outside and they are clearly working in their yard, what's a simple way to start the conversation using gardening terms?
A great opener is to compliment their hard work or what you see. You could say something very simple like, "Your garden looks lovely today." Or if you see them actively working, try, "Are you planting something new?"
Are you planting something new? That's useful. What if I want to ask what they are growing? What are the key words there?
The most important word is vegetables. If they are growing food, like carrots or tomatoes, you ask, "What vegetables are you growing this year?"
Vegetables, got it. And what if it's flowers?
Then you use the word flowers, or more specifically, annuals, flowers that last one season, or perennials, flowers that come back every year. A simpler way is just to ask, "What beautiful flowers are these?"
That's easy to remember. Now, let's talk about the actual process. If I'm a beginner, what are some essential verbs I should know related to gardening?
Think of the main actions. The first is to dig. You use a shovel to dig holes in the soil. Then you to plant the seed or the small plant.
Dig and plant. What comes next after I put the seed in the ground?
The most important thing is water. We say to water the plants. You can say, "I need to water my tomatoes." Another key verb is to weed. Weeds are unwanted plants that steal nutrients from your good plants, so you have to weed the garden regularly.
So dig, plant, water, and weed. Those 4 verbs cover most of the basic work. Let's look at tools for a moment. If I want to ask for help, what basic tool names should I know?
You definitely need the trowel. That's the small hand shovel you use for planting small things. Then there's the rake, which you use to gather leaves on the ground, and the hose or watering can for water.
If I asked you, "Bob, where is your trowel?" That would make perfect sense in a garden setting.
Absolutely. It shows you know the basic language. Now let's imagine you successfully planted something. How do you talk about its progress?
That's where I usually get stuck.
We use words that describe growth. If something is small and just starting, we call it a seedling. When it gets bigger, we say it's sprouting or growing well.
Sprouting, I like that word. If my tomato plant is getting big and healthy, I can say, "My tomato plant is sprouting nicely."
Perfect. And if you are very happy with the result, you can use an adjective like lush. My lettuce patch is looking lush. Lush means thick and healthy.
Lush, that's a great descriptive word. Let's move into getting advice, because beginners always need help. If I have a problem, what's a good way to ask for an expert opinion?
You can start by stating the problem simply. For example, "My roses have yellow leaves. What should I do?" You are asking for advice.
What should I do? Clear and direct. What if I'm worried about pests, bugs eating my plants?
Pests are common. You can say, "I think I have pests," or more specifically, "Something is eating my basil leaves." People often recommend natural solutions, like using organic methods instead of strong chemicals.
Organic methods. That's good vocabulary for sustainability too. If someone gives me good advice, how do I thank them using gardening terms?
You can say, "That's great advice. I will try that in my flower bed." A flower bed is just an area of soil prepared for flowers. Or you could say, "Thanks for helping me get my vegetables back on track."
Okay, let's review some key concepts for our listeners. Bob, can you give us 3 main categories of gardening words we covered today?
Certainly. First, the actions: dig, plant, water, and weed. Second, the objects: trowel, rake, hose, and seed/seedlings. And third, the description: lush, sprouting, annuals, and perennials.
That's a very helpful structure. Now, let's practice a short scenario. Imagine I'm talking to you, Bob, about my small herb garden on my balcony.
I'm ready to listen, Alice.
Hi, Bob. I'm trying to grow basil, but it's not looking very lush. I watered it yesterday, but I think I need to weed around it. What do you think I should dig with? I only have a small trowel.
That sounds like a great start. Since you're on a balcony, you probably have pots, not a big flower bed. Make sure your basil has enough sun. If the soil looks dry, give it a little more water. Don't worry about the weeds if it's just a small pot. Focus on giving it sun and water, and it should start sprouting nicely soon.
That was so much easier than I thought. The key is using those core action verbs and simple descriptions.
Exactly. The best way to learn is to use the words. The next time you are outside, even just looking at a park, try to name 3 things you see using the vocabulary we discussed today.
Excellent advice, Bob. Thank you for helping us cultivate our English skills today. That was a truly blooming lesson on how to talk about gardening.
My pleasure, Alice. Happy gardening and happy learning.
And to all our listeners, thank you for joining us on Language Bloom. Keep practicing, and we'll see you next time when we dive into another new topic. Goodbye for now.